Centers, which is Iron City. I went to Sècrèt first. I realized that there was a DA, which is Hawa DA, with the boys, Tima, and the rest. The same boys I complained about. They have followed me and they have shot one of my guys. In fact, they shot at my car separate times.
They go for unorthodox tools, and it ends us here where an MP is blatantly lying. She lied about everything just so that she would draw sympathy onto herself, and then she might win the votes. She won. Today, she's still talking. She says that she never told the committee that she wasn't attacked.
LORDSON TV Promax.
Meaning say by now what a banter ekoso ewo social in the media, and so after say Interior Minister Odimonyan for a honorable Muntaka Mubarak Sanso Aswasim Rashe Bejeni Edema Adisha wo Aswasin and Komo bi obedi ye edefa violence bia ekoso ewo awutu senyami chema kaswa wo bra na afe abatwa ye to ewo afe 2024 mu sabio yesusu say basabasa ye ene mentem hwase bi ekoso ewo awutu senya bia ya ne nkane no ye maame Hawa Koomson na oye Imrashe Bejeni aine no Odimonyan for honorable na Koryoo Okunor and so ababe take over after say ye mama Hawa Koomson edincho poto. That was ya. We say before say ababe to abana say to aboy and there was more rumors bia na Sècrèt edifa Hawa Koomson ho ayese se bi ye kwakoto abana kura no puli gun bi toto ye the ball ene mrahye bedwani a eye awutu senyafo sabio omato aba ede amane so mama ye mrahye bedwani emfa emom ne no ana Interior Minister Mubarak yes send di kankan wa babonten ababe expose incidents say bia ankoso say na Ghana 40 ye say mama Hawa Koomson or a violence lady e fan yiko see Ghana fo be na fa na ho tan nya me afo fia anka na anu ablekuma abato e course nka say bi ni pabonifo bi e kwakwaje ne nkwa e de afini sem na no ana sem we buy na adwuma say me nka bi because asemba na wonni mu yi a eni kwan say wo ka bi uko kabia wono kwa Koryoo kan no kwa sabi wakwa ko D4 baby neno ane no eye senior journalist Odimonyan for Paul Adomochre enso edi nsamba kumienu atudwa edi afasa nsem mu kudebusu nsama woka no eswani ensese wokan yekoti nsama Paul Adomochre edi ema yen efa eye honorable na Koryoo Okunor ene enkane mrahye bedwani Hawa Koomson nsem hu ne ba yeto ansem no so.
Ghanaians observing the campaign one day heard that they had been shooting in Kaswa. Hawa Koomson was already quite disliked by the NDC, given her very frontal role in the disturbances that occurred in Parliament on the 7th of January. Hawa Koomson stood her ground on the issue of who will sit on which chair, and she was very brutal. She's a very strong woman, those of you who know her. And she was very brutal in insisting that some chairs were for the majority and some chairs were for the minority. Photographs and videos came up, and she was painted out as a violent woman, etc., etc. So that had been her record, and she was an anti-person as far as the NDC was concerned. So when this story broke, and the Honorable Koryoo alleged that, she didn't quite allege, she said Hawa had shot at her, and 2 people had died. It sort of fitted into the story of Hawa Koomson is violent. So this is what she put out on 7th, was it 7th December 2024? The election day, that is. Hawa Koomson tried to kill me. 2 of my agents are dead. I am beginning to guess that this happened before voting ended. Now, if in the middle of voting, this is published by a woman who has already been propaganded as violent, and you see this one, you are naturally going to be concerned about it. So this is the first thing she put out. And then she went on TV3 to speak about what had happened. And then later on, she was granted an interview by our friend Captain Smart on Okunor FM about what has happened. Let's see first what she said to TV3.
This is one of the collective centers, which is Iron City. I went to Sècrèt first. I realized that there was a DA, which is Hawa DA, with the boys, Tima, and the rest. The same boys I complained about. They have followed me and they have shot one of my guys. In fact, they shot at my car separate times.
I see. And what's the situation there where you are now?
One guy is dead. It is so peaceful. Obviously, when someone is dead, how can it be peaceful? How can it be calm? But it's a dead person lying down there. I want to say I killed someone. He wants to take my life, and he has killed someone and injured another.
So that's what she told TV3 in an interview. And then now she has an interview with Captain Smart where she sort of details out what happened. Let's hear what she said.
Me official Mahindra na me use no party kano eno na me timu bi no eno so ana etuo no ekaye
enti wo mo etuo ne kan wo mo na wo mo ete car na chi no mo te front na hefa no mo
no mo te echi no mo te me car na echi ene etuo ne kan mo
car na chi say echira enye say echira obi a ehu but car na chi yatum
I car na echi pick up say eya pick up Mahindra pick up it's mo te car na echi
ene na wo te hefa
the back
Ekuya, see me question ye ne busa ne mame. Cars na ye dodo saying baako. And on no won't be them ranty and wetchery. And I said cars na ye dodo saying.
Can I hear me no baako eji and I baako eji.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the idea ni wana the idea chene na etuo kan.
The idea chene.
Eti car no Land Cruiser black no e cross wo de na say be share montem.
E ba ye Ebaya di mechanic no mo start some fire.
Wo car na said the di wo car na chi no.
There be me a mechano.
Okay.
Me a mechano.
Patro na wanna wo drive it.
Patro there be.
Okay.
Na me driver na na chikano.
All right. Mo wo car na mo yes na na team.
Na yeah 6 na na tekanim.
Okay. Na Patro what two gunshot not a bed do be say.
Yet say to be 3.
Be do be 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Enti wo mo tutu tuo no wie no wo mo di mo achi be sam ho koya na so mo dane wo mo ho.
Patro mo dane wo mo ho koye.
All right.
Yeah, so you heard the narration. So next, let's look at the President Mahama then commissioned an inquiry into all of the violence of 2020 and 2024, including this one, which was very heavy on the agenda. The Minister of Interior reported to the media on the government accountability platform of Felix Kwatiofosu, and this was he said.
2024 election violence cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East Constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis now Koryoo Okunor denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident. 2024 election violence cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East Constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis now Koryoo Okunor denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident.
Now, said before a commission of inquiry where she had to speak under oath, the Honorable Member of Parliament, whom you heard narrating and was crying, I mean, when she was talking to Captain Smart, she was sober. It was like she was crying. She had been traumatized. She, Baby Groma people, are they there? The School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana. They need her. Madam Honorable Koryoo, maybe you missed your way. You should be doing what Jifa Gomashi, the tourism minister, knows how to do very well. To go to the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana and become a great actress. I think you will be a great actress because the way you can dramatize when there's nothing happening, I admire you for that. It's really, really heartbreaking. This is what the Interior Minister said. He said, Phyllis Koryoo Okunor denied her convoy was attacked. Koryoo, okay, Phyllis Koryoo Okunor denied her convoy was attacked, stating she was not at the scene. Those involved have refused to speak with the task force. This is quite shocking. So she goes before the committee. Everything she told Captain Smart then, she erased it before she's at the committee, that nothing had happened. Her convoy had not been attacked. Because here at the committee, she needed to provide evidence of what she's saying. That's why we always say that propaganda is different from speaking in court or speaking before a committee. At the propaganda platform, you can say anything. But once you get into a committee or into court and you have to defend what you are saying, they backpedal, they develop cold feet because they were just speaking lies, concoction for political gain. That's something we have to identify perhaps in our behavioral patterns for politicians. Concoction of stories for political gain. If people do that, there has to be some sanctions for it because there was too many of that in our last 2-3 elections, particularly 2024. So much happened. So this is what happened. Now, today, after she's receiving flack from young people all over the place who are completely shocked, the Gen Zs are completely shocked because they were all outraged by the story when they heard it. That why is Hawa Koomson who's shooting at people on election day? Now they are all very worried. Was she really lying? Could she have been lying? Is it possible that she was lying? But why? An honorable member of parliament. She wants to go to parliament, and she wants to go to parliament with this dramatic lies. You know, in a situation where now the writ of defamation may lie in favor of Hawa Koomson. She can take out a writ of defamation and sue her because she has actually confessed that she was lying. I mean, what is this? Let's see what she said today. Let's see. Have a look.
At no time did I say no attack happened. I stated emphatically to the task force that on election day during my rounds, I noticed my convoy was being followed by a V8 vehicle, allegedly known to be used by Hawa Koomson and a Nadmo pickup, which had a green government number plate. After visiting some polling stations, I decided to go home because I felt my life was in danger. So I am convinced that at the conclusion of this investigation, the truer facts will emerge. Let me end by saying that as the sitting member of the good people of Ewutu Senya East constituency, I consider myself a mother for all.
What does that mean? What does consider yourself? You are telling lies. They're asking you, you say you're a mother for all. Are you going to teach the children that you are mothering these lies and that's how they are going to grow into citizens of Ghana? These lies that you are telling, that's why you're going to teach children that you are the mother to? You consider yourself a mother for all. So you have to be telling lies about another mother so that you win the election. You see how these things are? This is politics. And you see, as we continue to do that, the general public lose interest in the politics. Now, tomorrow, there's another election. An MP comes from the Galamsey political, it's TV, and he says that Collins Dowda shot at me. They'll say, hey, yeah, these politicians, when they say these things, they don't mean it. That's what Koryoo did in 2024. That's what is going to happen. So the credibility of politics is going down the drain because the principal political actors have refused to fight the fight with the real tools of fighting. The battle of vision, the battle of a program, the battle of a policy. They've refused to use those tools because sometimes they can't use them. So they go for unorthodox tools. And it ends us here where an MP is blatantly lying. She lied about everything just so that she would draw sympathy onto herself and then she might win the votes. She won. Today, she's still talking. She says that she never told the committee that she wasn't attacked.
LORDSON TV promas in the news of the Papa feed has say and on sa ebeka first time on sa eke we feed case so message say over subscribe to channel no share like wa comment na bibia akoso e de amanyame amba de sene yeshia. Bye.
LORDSON TV Pro Max.